Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarodhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarodhari Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Krishna Krishna Hare Hare ज्ञाननञ्जनो शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मायां ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपादकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं संग्रजातं सहगणो रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सहगण ललिता विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपीसा गोपिका कंता राधा कंठ नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणममे हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। वंदे नन्तद्भूतेश्वरीं श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभो निचोप्यात् प्रसादात् भक्ति शास्त्रा प्रवर्तका। I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the devotees here for kindly being here for today's class. By the great mercy of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we have got this great opportunity to uplift our consciousness and live happily in this world, and let others also live happily in the world. At the end of this life, by conscious of Krishna, we be able to cross over the cycle of repeated birth and death and back to the kingdom of Krishna, where we don't have to return again to this miserable material world. For that reason, the wonderful message of Krishna being brought to this world. The Gita Mahatmya is a book about the glorification of the Bhagavad Gita. Gita sasram midam punyam ya pade prayate puman Vishnu padam avapnoti vayasokadi varjita. Gita dhyayena sarasya pranayama parasya cha naivam shantihi papani purvajanma kritari cha maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dhine dhine sakle gita snanam samsara malanasanam gita sugita kartavya kimmanye sasra vistare या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखात् पद्मविनिसृते भारतमृत सर्वासां विष्णु वक्त्रं विनिसृते गीता गंगोरकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्मा न विद्यते सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोक्तं गोपालनन्दना विष्णु वक्त्रं विभक्ता दोक्तं गीतामृतं महत् Ekam sasram deviki putra gitam eko devo deviki putra hiva eko mantra tasya namani yani karma piyekam tasya devasya seva. These are the glorification been mentioned in the Gita Mahatmya. Lord Shiva have explained, narrated the slokas. There are 7 slokas I've recited just now. Lord Shiva told his consort Parvati that by seriously hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and by applying it in our life, we can become free from all kinds of fear. Generally in the human society we have got a lot of fear because things are not very certain in the material world. We don't even know what would happen in next moment. So there are different kinds of fear in our life. The ultimate fear of the human being is death. Nobody would like to meet death, but by the law of nature, everybody who have taken birth in this world, they're very sure to die. That been confirmed by Lord Krishna in the chapter 2, text 27, Jatasya yadruvam mrityu durvam janma mrityasya tasmad apari harirete natvam sochitam arhasi. The Supreme Lord have mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that whoever taken birth in this world, they're very sure to die. And those who have died, they're very sure to take birth again. So in this way, the ultimate fear of the human being in this world is about death. But those who have heard the Bhagavad Gita, those who are applying the teaching of Bhagavad Gita in their life, even death comes stand in front of them, but they are not fear of the death also. In the second sloka, Lord Shiva mentioned that by everyday meditating on the message of Bhagavad Gita, we become free from all kinds of karma. The reaction coming from many lifetimes will be removed from our life. A living being in this world, they enjoy and suffer according to their many lifetime karma. By meditating on Bhagavad Gita, remembering Bhagavad Gita all the time in our life, we can become free from any kinds of reaction in our life. In the third sloka, he has mentioned to clean this material body, we are taking bath in the normal water. But the Bhagavad Gita is as good as the Ganges water. By taking shelter of the Bhagavad Gita, not only the body gets cleansed, but the soul within the body also gets cleansed. And in the fourth sloka, he has mentioned that in Kali Yuga, the present age, where people are very lazy, people are misguided, people have got a short duration of life, where people are very argumentative and fighting. And in the age of Kali, he says practically people won't be very much interested in the spiritual life, and they won't have the kind of time to read different kinds of Vedic literature. But there is no requirement to read any other Vedic literature. By simply reading this Bhagavad Gita alone, one can attain all the benefit of reading any other scripture, because this Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. In the fifth sloka, he mentioned, in the Bharat land, India, there is a sacred rivers flowing, Ganges rivers flowing in India. So whoever takes baths in the sacred river of Ganga, they get purified, because Ganga, the river, is emanating from the lotus feet of Krishna. And similarly, whoever hear the Bhagavad Gita, they also get the benefit of bathing in the Ganga. Just like Ganga is emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord, the Bhagavad Gita has emanated from the lotus mouth of the Lord. And he says that of all the Vedic literatures, the Bhagavad Gita are considered to be the essence of all the Vedas. The Vedas are considered to be like a cow, and the Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the milk. Arjuna Krishna is coming like a cowherd boy and milking the cow of Bhagavad Gita and giving it to the devotees like Arjuna to be happy in their life. Finally, there is a prediction in the Gita Mahatmya. The time to come in future, the people in the world will be looking for only one scripture. They will become tired of reading so many other scriptures. They will be looking for only one scripture, and he proclaimed that the Bhagavad Gita will become only scripture for the entire human society. And people will be tired of going to different temples and mosques and church. People will be looking for only one worship, only one God. And Krishna will be worshipped as the only one God, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in time to come. And he says that people will become tired of so many different kinds of duty in this world. They will be looking for only one duty, and the duty towards Krishna becomes the prime duty of the entire human society. And finally he says that people will become tired of chanting different kinds of mantras. So they will be looking for only one mantra which ultimately will deliver them from the miserable condition of life. He says the chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare becomes the ultimate mantra for the entire human society. So our Krishna Conscious Movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, based on this teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. When Prabhupada registered the organization in 1966 in New York, Prabhupada have laid out the mission of ISKCON. The first important mission of ISKCON Prabhupada mentioned is that to propagate the message of Krishna throughout the world and teach the people on the technique of spiritual life, to check the imbalanced value of life, to bring peace and unity in the world. Very importantly, Prabhupada mentioned this thing. That at the current, at the moment, there is no peace, there is no happiness, there is no unity in the world. And you can witness all over the world, people are fighting, a nation fighting among their own people, there are nation fighting with another nation. There are so much of troubles are going on in the material world. And that troubles are coming. Prabhupada said there is imbalance in the value, the life of a human being. Human being no longer having any kinds of values. Everything they do is minus values. They don't worry, don't care about other people by hook or crook. They're thinking some or other make money, some or other manipulate the material nature, somewhere or other manipulate the woman, somewhere or other manipulate the children, somewhere or other by hook or crook. If I can be satisfied in gratifying my senses, they think I'll be more successful in my life. They're not worried about any kinds of moral value. So everything at the present moment is about minus moral value in their life. Prabhupada says to bring the peace and unity in the world, there has to be a balance in the moral value of the human life. Currently, it is very imbalanced. So Krishna Conscious Movement is trying to revive this Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness is only about reviving the moral value, the conduct of people's life in the material world. That been mentioned by Narada Muni to Yudhishthira Maharaj. If you read in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 11, Text 2, there's a question put in by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narada Muni. Bhagavan Sotamichami Nirnam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnasama Yuktam Yatpuman Vindate Param. Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired from Narada Muni, what is the moral value, the general principles in human life will help them to achieve their goal of life? And what is that varnashram system that the social order and the spiritual order ultimately will benefit them? And to that Narada Muni replied, there is there in the 7th canto, 11th chapter, text 5 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Natva Bhagavata Jaya Lokanam Dharmam Setave Vakshayase Sanatana Dharmam Narayanam Mukham Sritham. And Narada Muni told Yudhishthira Maharaj that he has personally heard the principle of religion has been mentioned by Narayana. God Himself has spoken the moral value, the conduct of human being in general. It doesn't matter whether you are Christian, it doesn't matter whether you are Muslim, it doesn't matter whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, it doesn't matter whether you are under secularism, but there is a code of conduct to be followed by human society. These values are given in the human being. It was not given for the dogs and cats. If the dogs and cats, they cross the traffic light, they have not been summoned. They have not been given any kind of punishment. But the moment human being, they cross any of this law, and they have been punished. So this law of conduct of the human being, moral value, general principles, has been spoken by God Himself. So that is where the balance in the life of human being can come in, by following the principle given in the scripture itself. And Narada Muni told Yudhishthira Maharaj in the Canto 7, Chapter 11, Text 7, he says that Dharma Mulame Bhagavan Sarva Vedamayo Harihi Smartam Chatar Vidam Rajan Yena Chadma Prasidyati. He says that the very root of the moral principles, the principle of religion, the very root of the principle of religion is Krishna Himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, He has mentioned the 30 principles for human beings to follow in their life. It doesn't matter you are not a Hare Krishna, it doesn't matter you don't believe any religion, but as long as you believe that you are two-legged human being, if you think you are properly educated in this world, if you think that you want to have a peace and happiness in your life, then you must follow this principle of dharma, religion, values in human life for their own upliftment, for their own happiness and peace of their life. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 11, Text 8 to 12, beautifully Narada Muni has mentioned that the 30 principles of religion should be followed by every human being. Very importantly, we should understand, it's not simply coming to the temple, it's not simply sitting in the temple, it's not simply hanging around in the organization, it's not simply moving around here and there. Importantly, that the value of principle of religion should be imbibed in our life so that that will uplift our consciousness and we will be able to understand the actual creation of the Lord, and we will be able to live peacefully, and we will be able to let others to live peacefully in the world. Now in the so-called name of religion, people do not longer believe in these principles of religion. They no longer. They think simply putting a rubber stamp as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a Hindu, they think that they are living a very uplifted life. They don't even understand, as long as you are not interested to follow this principle of religion, your life is equal to animals in this world. And there are religions, they talk about love and peace. They call their religion is very loving religion, very peaceful religion. Somewhere or other they talk very nice philosophy, but they do not follow what they speak. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says there are among the people who believe in the religion, 50% of them, they only give lip service. They do not follow what they speak. There was a boy, he went for an exam. After the exam he came back home, his father asked him, "Did you answer the question in the exam?" The boy says, "Papa, there was some difficult question, there was some easy question." So the father asked him, "So did you answer all the question in the paper?" And he told that, the difficult question is, you don't know the answer. So he did not, answer the difficult question. The father said, "That is okay, how about the easiest question? Did you answer the easiest question?" And the boy got very angry with his father. "Papa, I already knew the answer for the easiest question. Why I should write there?" In this way, people, they think they know everything. But unfortunately, the world having a big trouble because they are only giving lip service to the world, but they do not actually practice what they believe in their life. Otherwise, Christianity can bring peace to the world, Muslim can bring peace to the world. Any educated man who follows the principle of dharma, moral value, they can contribute to the peace of the world. In this way, Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he came out from India, he went all around the world because he believed what he reads from the Bhagavatam. He believes and has faith in what he reads in the Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he himself faithfully followed all the principles of the religion mentioned in the scriptures, and he found peace and happiness, unity within himself, and he was very convinced because he has applied the teaching in his own life, and he was able to experience the wonderful exchange of love between he and Krishna, and he was totally convinced. Then that is enabled him to go to America, all around the world, and he saw people in a very miserable condition, and they have to take drugs to attain some sort of happiness, and they have to go into alcoholism, drink alcohol to make themselves happy, and they have to break all kinds of principles of dharma, meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex. They got to go into all kinds of breaking the law of God. In this way, even after breaking all those things, drinking alcohol, eating meat, gambling, and womanizing, still with all those things, these people are not very happy and satisfied because they do not apply the advice given by the Lord in his life. In the chapter 7, text 11, Krishna explained, Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjita Dharma viroda bhutesu kamosmi bharatar sabha. Krishna said there is nothing wrong in making yourself happy in the world. The very sense gratification we are looking for in this world, the ultimate happiness a human feels when he is indulging in sex life, Krishna says, I am that sex life. There is nothing harm you are indulging into a sexual intercourse, but everything should not go against the moral value of life. There is a general principle to be followed. The government let you to be happy in your life. They open the university so that you can be educated properly. They give you the opportunity to be educated. By side, they also build a prison house because they will know that somebody will not be interested into a proper education. They would like to break the law of the country, and for them they also build a prison house. So in this way, even with all kinds of ways of trying to be happy in their life, they are not very happy. For that reason, Prabhupada went to all around the world and give them the teaching of Krishna consciousness so that they can be very happy and peaceful. Without money, they can be happy and peaceful. Without education, they can be happy and peaceful. Without getting married, they can be happy and peaceful. Even with getting married, they can be happy and peaceful. In every condition of life, people can be happy and peaceful because they've been brought to this world ultimately to find the happiness and peace. In the chapter 3, text 11, Krishna declared, Sahayagya prajasve sapruvacha prajapati anena prasavitya swam. He was with the Kamadok in the beginning of creation. The Lord created the demigods and the human being, and then He blessed them by saying, you go to France and be happy and peaceful. With the performance of Yajna. Yajna means sacrifice for Vishnu. By including Krishna in your life, Krishna said you will be blessed to live happy and peacefully and attain all the desired things in the material world. But we are not able to having happiness because we are minus Krishna. He is the proprietor. In the chapter 5, text 29, he says, Bhaktaram yajna tapasam sarva lokam maheswaram suriram sarva bhutanam gyatva mam santim richati. That by understanding Krishna, God is the supreme proprietor, is the supreme enjoyer, is the supreme friend and well-wisher of all living entities. You become happy and peaceful. By remaining as a thief, how are you going to be happy in your life? This land is not belongs to you. Before you were born, France already here, Ukraine already there, Russia already there, the Middle East already there. Before you were born, all these countries were already there. When you die and go, you won't be there, but the country will be there all the time. So where is the question of claiming this is my land and my property, my race and my nation? In this way, due to wrong identification, false ego, wrong identification, thinking that I'm white, I am black, I am a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer. Prabhupada say, what is the use of all your education? In next life you become a dog and cat. What is the use? Your education should help you to revive Krishna consciousness, cross over a cycle of repeated birth and death. So when Prabhupada registered this organization in New York in 1966, the very first reason Prabhupada has given for the reason for the registering this organization is to propagate the message of Krishna consciousness, educate the people on the technique of spiritual life, to have a check and balance on the value of their life to bring unity and peace. So now the human society are not in peace and happiness because the values of life is in imbalance. It's not very balanced. So for that reason, Narada Muni told Yudhishthira Maharaj, but Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to know what is how the ultimate goal of human life can be achieved. What are the principles of religion a man should be following, that ultimately he is able to meet the demands of the social order, the demands of the spiritual order. Krishna consciousness is not about just shave and come and join. You forget about your body, forget about your health, forget about the social demand. Krishna consciousness is the balanced lifestyle. In the chapter 2, text 31, Krishna told Arjuna, Swadharmam api chavekyam navikampitum arhasi. He says that, my dear Arjuna, you are entitled to follow the Swadharma. There is a need for the body, the social needs are there. And there is also a need for the soul. The demands are there. He says, balanced way, take care of the social needs, take care of the health, take care of your body, take care of the demands of your body. In the same time, take care also the spiritual life, because you are not just a material body. Within this material body, there is the spirit soul. Bhumiyapo nalarvayo kamano budiri vacha ahankara ityame bina prakartir astada. In the chapter 7, text 4, Krishna explained these are the separated energy where this material body is made by. The material body is made by earth, water, fire, air, ether, and the mind, intelligence, and false ego. Apareya mitaswayam prakrti udime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. In the chapter 7, text 5, Krishna says, within this material body there is higher spiritual energy is situated, the soul is situated within this material body. And in the chapter 7, text 6, it says that Etat Bhunani, Etat Sarvani Bhutani, Aham Prabhava Prayam Tada. He says that these material elements and spiritual elements are made by me. Krishna has made these material elements and spiritual elements coming from Krishna himself. And Mata Parataram Nanya Kinchirati Dhananjaya said, there is no one superior to me. Nobody is equal to Krishna. Nobody is superior to Krishna. Everything rests upon Krishna as the pearls are strung on a thread. So in this way, there are 30 principles of religion to be followed for the ultimate peace and happiness in our life. Prabhupada established the ISKCON organization so that we can come and learn this principle of Dharma. And by the mercy of the association of the devotees, we will be able to follow by separately, individually, by yourself to follow anything. It's not easy, very difficult, but when you got the help of your friends, anything becomes more easier. So in this way, that Krishna consciousness is very nice, very simple and very easy. If you can sit in the association of the devotees and read Prabhupada books and try to apply it, and surely it becomes the easiest subject matter to follow. So now in the Canto 7, Chapter 11, text 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that Narada Muni explained the 30 principles, general principles of religion to be followed by every human being. He says, Sattvam Daya Tapa Saucham Titikseksha Samodhama Ahimsa Brahmacharyam Cha Tyaga Swateyam Arjavam Santosam Samadrikseva Gramyeyo Paramam Sane Nirnam Viparyeyaksha Maunam Atmam Vimarsanam Annadayo Sambhibhago Bhutebhyo cha yada artha Tesvatma devata buddhe sutaram nirsu pandava Sravanam kirtanam chasya smaranam mahatam gade Sevachya vanate dasyam sakyam atmam samarpanam Nirnam ayam paro dharma Sarvesam samudadrita trimsa lakshanavan rajan Sarvatmo yena tusyati. He said there are 30 principles to be remembered, to be followed. Those who are born as a human being in the world, they should do this thing for peace and happiness in their own life. He said number one is that Satyam, one should be very truthful in their life. Number two, one should be very kind to other living being in the world. Number three, one should be able to perform austerity. Number four, one should be clean, having cleans inside them and clean also outside. Don't keep something inside and talk something else outside. One should make sure that they are clean inside and outside. Number five, one should be able to have tolerance in their life. Number six, one should be able to discriminate between good and bad in their life. Number seven, one should be able to control their mind. Number eight, one should be able to control their senses. And number nine, one should become free from any kinds of violence. Number 10, one should be able to control the five knowledge acquiring senses, the ear, the eyes, the nose, the tongue and the skin. And number 11, one should be able to read the scriptures. Number 12, one should give some charity. You got something extra in your life, give some charity for the benefit of other living beings. Number 13, one should live a very simple life. Simple life means one should be happy with whatever he has got in his life. Somebody got a big car, we have got a small car. Somebody got a big house, we got a small house. Doesn't mean that we become envy of that person and try to finish him off. So one should live a life of simplicity. Number 13. Number 14, one should have a satisfaction in their life. Satisfied whatever they have. And number 15, one should be able to render some service to the devotees of the Lord. And number 16, one should also be detached from the materialistic way of life. Number 16, one should not waste their time. And number 18, one should be very silent. That means when there is a requirement to speak, you speak. When there is no requirement, you don't speak. The 19th is that one should be able to see, understand the different body and soul. And number 20, one should be able to give some food distribution, prasadam distribution. And number 21, one should understand they are not ordinary human beings, they are divine. We are part and parcel of God. We are coming from God. We are not like animals. We are not a demon. We are divine. Somewhere or other we have forgotten that we have got the divinity in ourselves. So 21, we have to understand we are very divine. And 22, we must be able to hear the message of Krishna, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and so on. And 23, one should also able to speak whatever they have heard, chant the holy name of the Lord. And 24, they should remember whatever they have heard from Krishna. 25, they should offer obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 26, they should do some menial service in the temple of the Lord, sweeping, mopping and so on. And at 27, one should be able to do some puja, simple worship of the Lord. 29, one should be a servant of Krishna. 29, one should be a friend of Krishna. 30, ultimately one should be ready to give themselves to Krishna. He said, Nirnamayo Paro Dharma. Paro Dharma means the highest religion in the world. You're not simply going to the church, going to the temple, going to the mosque. By developing this quality in our life, you become the best selected human being by God Himself while living in this world. You are very happy and peaceful. And by coming in contact with you, many other people, they will find peace and happiness in themselves. So automatically you contribute to your own life. And by moving around in this world, you are able to contribute to the life of other people. In this way, you have done your part in this world. And upon giving up this body, you go back to Krishna. You no need to come back again to this miserable material world. So Krishna is coming to speak Bhagavad Gita to uphold this Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal. These principles are eternally there in the heart of the living being. You no need to go around and look back and I find this, peace and happiness. Eternally it is there. But all this while we have been not knowing that we are divine entity in this world. We have been bestowed with all this divinity, the divine consciousness in ourselves. Unfortunately, all this while we've been searching something outside of ourselves. But somewhere or other we did not look into our own thing. In the chapter 5, text 24, Krishna says, Yonta Sukantar Arama Tadanta Jodiriva Vasa Yogi Brahma Nirvanam Brahma Bhuta Dikhachiti, that intelligent person, the devotee of the Lord, Yonta means they see everything inside them. You don't need anybody outside to make you happy. You don't need to find anything outside you to make you happy and peaceful. You can find everything within yourself because you are that divine entity coming from God Himself. And somewhere or other we have not been told this information. Somewhere or other we have been not given the way to systematically practice. For that very reason, Prabhupada went to all around the world to teach people the technique of the spiritual life, to bring the balance into their values so that there can be peace and happiness and nothing else here. We are not interested to shape somebody, we are not interested to brainwash them to become, from the Christian you become a Hindu, from the Muslim you become a Hindu, from the Hindu you become a Hare Krishna. We are not interested in any of these things. Merely all those things are rubber stamps. An institution. Is a platform for you to revive that divinity, the divine consciousness within yourself. And the divine consciousness can be developed by understanding there are 30 moral values to be followed. For that reason, Krishna says coming to the world in the chapter 7, chapter 4, text 7 and 8, Krishna explained, Yada yada ye dharmasya granir bhavati bharata pyudanam dharmasya tadadmanam sajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samsapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever and wherever there are decline in this moral value. What are the moral values? These 30 are the moral value. Whether you really follow the principle of dharma, whether you really obey the words of Krishna, you have to examine yourself to see whether am I developing the 30 qualities been mentioned by Narada Muni. If we are not developing, we are not, moving towards that development, then we must see that somewhere we are not systematically following, practicing Krishna consciousness brought by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So Krishna says, whenever and wherever there are decline in the value, in the moral value, principle of dharma, I personally come to the world. Why he says to come here to re-establish the principle of dharma and to protect the devotees who are following the path of dharma and to kill all those demons who are not following the principle of dharma. So in this way Krishna comes to this world bringing this message, and we have to understand there are 18 chapters and 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. Although Krishna comes to this world to bring only one message for the benefit of the entire human society, Krishna is only wanted to give one message to everybody. That is Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Rajam Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksayasami Masuchaha. The 18th chapter, text 66, Krishna says that abandon, give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all kind of sinful reaction. A sinful reaction means that those activities gone again the principle of dharma. The karma, the action and reaction of this world transform into a sinful activities. So Krishna bringing this message, only one message, nothing else. If you don't want to follow the 699, there is no problem. You only follow that one thing. And there was a big, rich businessman. He was very, successful in his business. He has got a good family, good wife and good children, but somewhere or other, he had a lot of worries in his life. So he went to see so many different doctors, psychiatrists, but he's not able to do anything. So one of the doctors told him, there's one, saintly person have come to the village, you go and see him. And he is teaching Bhagavad Gita, he can give happiness and peace in your life. You may become free from all kinds of worriness in your life. So he went to that Swamiji, a saintly person, and he told the saintly person, I got a lot of worries in my life. And this saintly person asked him, is your business okay, your family okay? He said, all okay, but I do not know why I'm worried all the time. I'm not able to have a good sleep. Somewhere or other, some worries are there in my life. Please help me. So the Swamiji says, you have come to the right place. You have to read Bhagavad Gita. There are 18 chapters, 700 verses. I can teach you this thing. Then this businessman asked the Swamiji how long it will take to read. He says, at least 3 months I can teach you. And he says, I'm a businessman. I'm very busy. I don't have that 3 months time. So make it a bit shorter for me. And the Swamiji says, shorter means, okay, I can teach you one chapter. The 18 chapters, the conclusion of all the 17 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. I teach you that one chapter. And he said, there's only 78 verses there. But the businessman says, how long will it take? He said, no, it may take 1 month. He said, I don't have time, 1 month time, make it but shorter. Then the businessman says that, the 78 verses, if difficult for you for 1 month, I can teach you, one verse from the Bhagavad Gita. There's only one verse is enough for you to make you happy. There's 1866, Sarvadharman Parityaja. Give up all varieties of religion and surrender to me. I shall deliver you from all kinds of sinful reaction. So the businessman asked him, how long it will take. He said, it will take 3 days for you to memorize. He said, 3 days is too long. I have no time for that, and I'm a businessman. Then he says that, one sloka is take 3 days. Never mind. I can read, I can teach you one verse, from that sloka. Yeah, how long it will take, it's very easy. One day when you can finish and go back. That's enough for you. So, okay, please tell me what is that. He said, you go back and read this 1866. Sarvadharman paridyaja mamekam saranam rajam aham tom sarva papebhyo moksha yusvami masuchaha. So you don't worry about Sarvadharman. You don't worry about other words. Only you take one word, masucha. Masucha means no worries. You remember that one word and you have faith in Krishna, and you always remember whenever the worries come in your life, then you remember, you say what? Masucha, Masucha, Masucha. Krishna says, no worries, no worries, no worries. So in this way, by having that faith and trust in what the Swamiji says, the businessman became free from all kinds of worriness in his life. And in this way, we don't have so much time. It's 8 o'clock now, and tomorrow we'll continue. So I would like to take the opportunity to thank all of you again for kindly being here. Up to this point, if anybody got any questions or any doubts, they can ask, and we'll go from there. Any questions, any comments? So what is that today you have understood from the introduction?
So basically he told him, in every situation when you're stressed, remember Krishna by saying no worries, or remembering no worries. quite powerful.
Yeah. Everything works if you got faith and trust in what you do. If you don't have faith and trust and doesn't work for you, even you go to a doctor. Normally the doctors do what they can do, but ultimately they tell you pray to God, They themselves, will never say, you will never die, don't worry. Ultimately in India, most of the doctors, they will say you pray to God, may God help you, bless you. So in this way, if you got, trust in the doctor, in the medicine, in the nurse and everything, ultimately things works for you because the positive energy will flow inside you. Now because we don't have that kind of faith and trust in what we hear, and somewhere or other the flow of positive energy is very slow. The Krishna says in the chapter 9, text 3, Astra Dadana Purusa Dharmasya Saparantapa Apropyamam Smityu Samsara Varitmani. He says if you don't have faith in the path of devotional service, you will come back again to this material world. It's not about, we are just, chanting, it's not about we are doing puja. Whether are we having that kind of faith and trust in what Krishna says. So importantly, we should develop, that is why they said, the process, Sraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Importantly, you have to understand, you have come to the temple here because you had some faith. Somewhere you had some faith in something. Either faith in Prabhupada books, or faith in the devotees, or faith in the prasadam, or faith in the environment. Somewhere or other you have come here. And to make your faith, more stronger, more better, you have to now associate nicely with the devotees who have got a great faith in that, process. So number one is your faith, Sraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. Now by properly following the path of Krishna consciousness, under the guidance of the advanced soul, Bhajana Kriya, if properly follow Anartha Nivritti, there now the contamination in our heart will be removed. And now it will be number 5, you will be Nishtha, you become steady in Krishna consciousness. And number 6, you ruchi, now you taste, whatever chanting, prasadam, everything you taste very nice, very nice. And then you go to the asakta. Now your attachment to Krishna cannot be shaken by anything around. Then you become a bhava. Now you develop the emotion, spiritual emotion in your life. Then you become, prema, that, the total, blossom of the spiritual love of Godhead you can experience within yourself. And simply by having a little bit faith, and to make the faith, more greater, to associate with the devotees, and in the association of the advanced devotee, you practice the Bhakti Yoga system, and the contamination in your heart will be removed, and become steady in your life, and you taste, the spiritual ecstasy. Then you become very, attached to the process of Krishna consciousness, and that will be emotion, no more material emotion. There will be a spiritual emotion within yourself, and totally, you attain the love of Krishna, and you are no longer fit to live in France. If anybody got lusty desire, kama, krodha, moha, mada, matsarya, only those who are carried away by material desire, lusty desire, those who are unable to control their anger, those who are in illusion, those who are in madness of this materialistic way of life, those who are envious of other people, they are fit to live in France. They will be longer, living and living. Next life, they may be sent to Afghanistan. Because there they will take a gun and shoot you if you don't listen to them. But those who have developed the love within their heart, and they are no longer fit to live here, Krishna comes, takes you and go back to spiritual world. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said this material world is not a good place for an intelligent person to live. Intelligent person cannot live here because too many things happening outside you. We are sitting very peacefully, but so many things happening around, Another 10, 20 years, you don't know how France is going to be, isn't it? How the world is going to be. So in this way that, The process is very powerful, and Prabhupada have made this trip to all over the world so that systematically you can teach the technique how to follow the process, so that peace and happiness within you, you're able to revive and enjoy yourself. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Jai, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanande.
Mukunda Maharaja.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.